Hey, Sneeky Linux back today. Yes, back with Sneeky's Corner. The corner, the Sneeky's Corner. I've got quite a few questions to answer for you today, and I'll announce the winner of the USB stick. Yay! Everybody says to themselves. It won't be the most technical question that's won, but it'll be one that I think won today, basically, because I'm in that sort of mood. So anyway, we'll carry on and go forth. So I've done a little PDF with some questions on it. Right, the first question is from StringShaker56. How did you come up with the name Sneeky Linux? Right, that's a long one. Many moons ago, back in the 90s, some friends of mine just nicknamed me Sneeky. And that's where it comes from, basically, and I've just tapped the Linux on the head. Now, you haven't won the stick, by the way. Thought I'd tell you that bit. No. So that's the first question out of the way. Second question, are you employed in the IT field? And he doesn't want the USB stick, by the way. And that's from H. Heinzel. So, am I employed in the IT field? No. I wouldn't want to do it all day, then come home and do it again, wouldn't I? Not being funny, would I? I wouldn't want to do that. It's not really what you want to do. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. That's a really short 2 ones already. Right, now let's get some different ones here. Now this is from Twill is Awesome, whoever he is. What will happen when what will happen when Wayland sets in? Right, that's a difficult one. Now, I can't see everybody going with Wayland, personally, myself. So we're going to have a split Linux system here, really. Linux is going to split. That's if Wayland ever takes off. We never know, do we? I mean, I've seen little bits and bobs of it, and it's not as easy as everybody says it is, and not everything is going to work with it. So we'll just have to wait and see when Wayland comes in with, well, it won't be 11.11, wouldn't it? When it comes out with Ubuntu, I suppose. And then we see what happens, really. I can't really predict on that one. But I can see most people, well, most distros sticking to X for the time being. I mean, Wayland sounds like a good idea in theory, but if it works in the field, who knows? We'll have to wait and see about that one. But it's got the potential to do it, but whether it'll actually do it is another thing, isn't it, really? So, yeah. And you ain't won the stick either. Okay. From Fighter Pilot 1992. There's always one in there. Is Sneeky Girl hot and sexy? Right. Note to self, go round Fighter Pilot's house and castrate him. Okay? Next. From Maisie from the pool. I think that's Maisie from the pool anyway. Loving the porn theme music. Thanks, mate. Yeah, blimey. Anybody from outside the UK wants to know where the pool is? That's at Liverpool. That's up north-east. What's that? North-west. What am I talking about? Up there, Walesy way, up there, you know, up with the pool. Yeah, anyway. Okay, another serious question now. And this is from GJ Videos. It looks like, but hey. His question is, why do I shy away from Dropbox? Do you dislike the service? I've never heard you mention it nor see it in your desktops. Everyone, it seems to me, either enjoys it or loves it, blah, 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 blah. From Linux to Windows to Mac, cross-platform. You can read this question yourself, actually, can't you? Dropbox, in my own opinion, makes Ubuntu One server Apple's mobile me service look like jokes in the terms of usefulness. Well, actually, I do use Dropbox, funnily enough. But I don't have it on the desktop. Why would I want it on the desktop all the time? No, because I'll just bloat up the desktop. Yes, I do use it, and yes, I do think it's better than the Ubuntu One service, although any free storage is good storage to me. But no, I use it, and I think Dropbox is a really good idea. Especially if you're going to share videos with people, say like family and that, and they're really large, they can just download them from the link. Love that bit, super duper that is. But yeah, I don't shy away from it, I do use it, and I think everybody should have it. Even if you don't actually use it once you've installed it, it doesn't really matter, really. It's always handy to have. Yes, nice one. And we've got two silly ones again there, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'll read this one. Will we ever see Sneeky Linux or Sneeky undistorted? No. Okay, next question. Okay, we'll scratch my nose. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's better. This is from Matthias, and he's from Belgium, and he's only 16, but he's a Linux user. Why will Linux never have a good market position without taking it into consideration? Sorry for his bad English, but it's from Belgium, blah, 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 blah. Well, it all depends on the future, really, on how everything goes in the future. But with the dominance of Microsoft, really, because it's sold with PCs, as you see it, that's going to be a hard one to get over. But it's only as people learn that they don't have to have Windows or Mac, they can have whatever they really like, if they want to put a bit of work in. Now, admittedly, if you get Ubuntu and it all works for your hardware, you have no problems, you won't have to do any CLI stuff, it'll just work and do whatever you want it to do. But on the whole, quite a few distros, you still do need to do a lot of tinkering, don't you? This is the bleeding problem. I mean, I don't mind doing it, and most of you don't mind doing it. But if you're somebody who just wants to play stuff, go on the net, and you don't have to do anything, and you want everything to work, this is the problem we're going to have. And when we can get that going and have proper hardware support for drivers, for wireless, for sound, although sound's okay now for me anyway. Sound used to be the bugbear for me. Wireless is the only thing at the moment for the smaller distributions. For the bigger ones, it's not so bad. But saying that, I installed Ubuntu 10.10 on a machine. I had one of these brand new wireless dongle thingies on most devices. Now in Ubuntu, worked no problem. In Xubuntu and the LXD version, Lubuntu, not a bleeding dicky bird. So considering they're based on the same thing, and once you've updated them, it should all work, I didn't see the problem there. But yeah, that bit's got to be sorted out. I mean, because I would prefer Lubuntu on one of the systems I installed it on, but I couldn't get the wireless to work, so I had to go away from there. So yeah, bummer. Yeah, never mind. Okay, we'll go down a bit more. Okay, this is from Lehoisk, whoever it is. Lehoisk, what is the best Linux distro to use for a host as a virtual machine? Well, anyone really. They all work super duper for me. But at the moment, I've been doing most of my videos in virtual machine from Puppy Linux. It works rather well now. I've actually got the Puppy box sorted out, all done and dusted. New hard drive, no one died. Once I put the new hard drive in, no problem whatsoever. So yeah, any distribution will work really. But obviously if you want all the wings and bells and whistles and all that, you're going to have to go one of the larger ones, aren't you really? So you're looking at Ubuntu, Fedora, OpenSUSE, all the larger ones. I mean, obviously it does work in Puppy, and apparently it does work in Gen 2 and one of the others as well, but I can't remember all of the names off the top of my head. But if you want to ask me another time, I will give you a big long list of the ones it does work well in, as I use most of them anyway. So yeah, that's a pretty good question. I like it. Okay, from Eban Soul, we have, what would be the best media center to have on a Linux system for playing DVDs, AVI, movie content? He doesn't know what to do, Movidia or XBMC, which is Xbox Media Center. Is there any others out there, and what distro would you suggest that I would make it seamless? Well, now I've got a good answer for you here. Now, don't you remember a while ago, quite a long while ago, this is last year, I done a distro called Element. Now, Element is based on Xubuntu. It was based on 9.10, as far as I remember last time. Don't quote me on that one, please. But I think it was 9.10. Yeah, it was 9.10. But I think they've now updated to 10.04. So that's long-term service release. So that'd be nice. And that is just a box for doing all the stuff you want it to do. Now, I've actually got it on a small box in my living room here. And it works fine. Yes, I had to put an HDMI card in it because it's HDMI to HDMI, you know what I mean? But with that, with the HDMI card, pictures and everything is super duper. On the other hand, a lot of TVs now come with Ethernet already done in them, and you can get Net TV on there anyway. So whether you'd actually want to have one of these or not, I don't know. But what should I suggest? Well, you can make anything into a box like that you want. But Element comes already done for you. So download it, give it a go. It's live CD as well. It does come with XBMC as well, as far as I remember. And it comes with all these bits and bobs that you want to use. Nice question. I like that one. Okay. From Skyline Megas 9290. His question is, my true question to you is, do you think we'll ever see a Linux distro that can play 90% of PC games on today's market? Answer, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Until the game makers give the support to Linux, it ain't going to happen. Yes, we've got Wine, and you can get quite a lot of stuff to work in Wine, but why should you have to? Now, obviously, there's a game coming out very shortly. I think it's June, July. You can pre-order it now. It's called Oil Rush. Now, I did preview this last year also, when it was in development, and I've seen some gameplay footage of it as well, and it looks really, really good. And it's made for Linux. Now, I think it's only $20. So in the UK, it's about 13, 14 quid, something like that. And you can pre-order it now, and you can get the pre-releases as well. Now, I think that's really good. And apparently, most of the people who have paid for the pre-releases are Linux users, not Windows or Mac. Just goes to prove that we're not all skinflints, really, doesn't it? We're not skinflints. If something's any good, we will pay for it. And somebody's done a reply there, or whatever his name is. He says, ReactOS is in full... ReactOS. Right, ReactOS is Windows 98, basically, isn't it? It's okay. It's not doing anything for me, basically. Yes, it's apparently open source, but I would like to read into it a bit further myself. But no, I don't think ReactOS is going to be the one to go through personally. But obviously, I will eat a candy bar if I'm wrong. Make sure it's a marathon or something, though, won't you? Yeah, of course you will. Cool, I'm running no questions here. God blimey. Okay, from Reed Allen. Okay, how do you continually keep coming up with all this countless awesomeness that you so gracefully transmit to your fellow enthusiasts? Well, I don't like watching soap operas on the TV and stuff like that. You know, I've got a better thing to do in my time than watching stories and stuff like that. And I prefer to do this. Easy to say, really. You know, I don't make any money out of it, really, so no big deal. But it keeps me occupied, keeps you lot occupied, and we can get on the forefront of stuff. Lovely. Okay, next one along the line from Craig Davidson is, what do you think the best distro apps for young children who are just starting to learn how to use a PC? My son is going to be 4 in a couple of weeks, and he loves playing with his Nintendo. Don't they all, mate? Don't they all? His sister's about a year younger. They both love seeing what I'm up to on the computer, but I don't want to overwhelm them and lose their interest. Well, now somebody's actually given you an answer here as well. Simon Cole, Edubuntu and Chemo. Well, the one I'd go for there is Chemo for Kids. When I first used it, I didn't like it, but once I got into it and gave it a good couple of days' use, ideal from 3 upwards, because it is geared for children of their age groups up to about 11, 12. Ideal. It's got all the things they want to use, all the things they want to see. Yes, it's got all the stuff that Edubuntu has in it as well, and extras. It is actually designed for children. And it automatically logs on, so they haven't got to put any names or passwords in. But it has been the installer, like you get to be the accessor and god of the system. But they don't know that, because it doesn't come up with that. You have to get that into it. So yeah, Chemo for Kids is the one I'd go for there. Nice. Okay. So, I forgot to put his name in there. No, what a wally. What is the single most powerful tool in Linux? Well, that's a really easy one, isn't it? You're the most powerful tool in Linux. Because if you don't do anything, it won't do anything. You have to do it and do stuff like that. End of answer. Although, good question, though. I mean, I could have put loads of stuff in there, couldn't I? But no, the user is the most powerful tool, in my opinion. You've got to be the user, haven't you? Unless you haven't got a brain, of course.